Okay, so auto start is not enabled. Okay. I'm going to need to keep that in mind, that auto startup is not enabled for this. Alright, good to know. But welcome everybody. It is time for some Lugia. Not quite Dynamax Adventures, because this is not Dynamax Adventures. This is Lugia Softo Reseto. There we go. Now. But yes, it is Lugia Soft Reset time. Let's go and add a poll for this. But yes, it is our Sunday Lugia Shiny Hunt. Hello there, Kayla. Hello there, Edits. Welcome. Neo, how you doing? How all of you guys doing today? We're doing well. So I have my matchup for the playoffs of the Nova Battle Draft League, and I'm horrified because I'm going up against the guy who is 7-1 for the win record this season. So I'm basically going up against, like, the best performing guy in the whole thing. And, Buddy's also got Iron Bundle. Buddy's also got Bundle Face. And, I've fought, Bundle Face. I fought Bundle Face. So, I'm kind of a little hemking worried. Thankfully, I've got some ideas. I have shenanigans that I am planning. I have very shenanigans. And cause like I have literally been, as Sly Guy calls it, single brain cell neuron activation this entire season. Well, the thing is, I have this every Sunday. I shave at Sunday night, actually. I hate the facial hair. One thing you guys will find is I actually despise having facial hair, and I shave on Sundays. It's sort of a thing that I do after I end off shave on Sundays. It's kind of a thing. It's a hemkin thing. Iron Bundle. Well, the thing is, its Iron Bundle is terrifying in a very specific context. And Iron Bundle being terrifying in that very specific context is fast freeze dry. It is fast freeze dry is what it is. So the thing is, as long as I am able to somewhat deal with the fast freeze dry, because it's a lot like Garchomp, in a sort of way, that Garchomp is not really scary as a dragon type. It's scary as a fast Earthquake user. So if you can deal with the fast Earthquake user, you know, archetype that is El Champo, then you don't really have, I mean, again, Garchomp is a lot more than, again, you know, fast Earthquake user. It is, you know, it's many things. It's Garchomp. But if you can, you know, deal with that, then you have a much easier time with Bundle Face. Bundle is, you know, very quick freeze dry. Other than that, it actually doesn't really have a whole lot of moves, because its move pool, water type wise, is actual garbage. You know, its only water type move options are, I think, like Water Pulse or Chilling Water, and then Hydro Miss. It doesn't even get Muddy Water. So it can't really pressure, like, the big stuff and things nearly as much as it could pressure other things. So again, it's just deal with the freeze dry. You're in a bit more of a workable position. But again, it is El Bundle Face. And El Bundle Face is a fairly hemking, worrying guy. So I've used Bundle Face before, so I got that to deal with. But yeah, I decently like my options. I decently like my odds. I finally have 999 Premier Balls in Sword. Ooh, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. And subscribe for more. Many, many, many thanks. I need to... I need to figure out how to basically re-add... auto start live. I need to refigure that out because enable auto stop, enable auto start. I have to remember how to do that. I am speedrunning Xenoblade. You are kind of semi doing the like turbo opposite of speedrunning Xenoblade with how long your delays will run. So Amazon, what part of Xenoblade Chronicles are you up to at the moment? What part are you up to at the moment? Dunban. So here's the thing. Why not Rhine and Dunban? Why not Rhine, Dunban, Shulk for your party? Okay. Pirate and Mithra are the only two good things about Chronicles 2, alright? Or, I mean, I'm not gonna use that joke. I'm not gonna use that joke. Then you are clearly not using them correctly. The whole point of Shulk, Dunban, Rhine is you do so much damage and you topple enemies, you finish the fight before you accumulate significant amounts of damage. Which tells to me you are indeed the skill issues. You are indeed. I mean, have you played Chronicles 2? No, because I can't beat things in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The combat system is so counterintuitive, I can't fight things. In a game where you are supposed to game end monsters, I am unable to game end the monsters. Because the combat system is counterintuitive. I remember that Chugga actually had to make an entire video like helping to explain that. One of my favorite combats. I don't like the limitations. It prevents your ability to really move around the monsters, which that's the reason I love Xenoblade Chronicles. Is that you can move. Yes, Mithra. See, normally I like the redheads. Normally the redheads are my favorite. But when it comes to Pirate and Mithra, that is actually a case I like the blonde more. It's very rare, but that actually is the case of Pirate Mithra. But yeah, no, for me, it's like, it's compared to Chronicles 1's combat system, it's just Chronicles 2 is, it's not as good. I drastically prefer Chronicles 1's combat system. It's just, you're a lot less restricted. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Pneumonia? Who's Pneumonia? Started playing Shining Pearl today. Very nice. What was your starter you picked in Shining Pearl, Kayla? Which starter did you pick in the Shining Pearl? She looks like Mithra, but with green hair. I feel conflicted. Because Mithra is better. I feel somewhat conflicted because Mithra is better. She's cute, though. She is very cute. Yeah, she looks like a green-haired version of Mithra. Pneumonia. Yes, pneumonia, as I am calling. The true form of the Aegis. Wrong. That would be Mithra. Mithra's better. So, can you not cycle between Pyra and Mithra, then, in that case? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, at some point, I probably will get around to finishing Chronicles 2. Again, when I can learn the combat system of Chronicles 2, I have to the point where I can actively, understand it better and, intuitively, is, the Monado. But, one's better. I mean, well, see, here's the thing, Amazon. You don't really understand what the Monado is. The Monado is something else. The Monado is a Hemkin unit, as we like to say. I like it. Binding of Isaac, deep lore. Deep game, but I am getting nostalgic for it. Interesting. So speaking of fun stuff and things, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailers for this yet, but I have seen trailers for the next Yakuza game, and it is Yakuza pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and I'm just like, I have no idea what this is. I have no idea why this is. But I already know I like where this is going, and I've never played a Yakuza game, because this just looks so absolutely freaking absurd, seeing all of the characters just in, freaking pirate gear. It's I messaged one of my friends who loves the Yakuza games, and it's the reason I actually bought a lot of the Yakuza games on Steam, haven't gotten around to playing them yet. And my reaction of just, what the absolute F is this thing, was also his reaction. I've heard nothing but good things about the Yakuza games. I've heard nothing but good things. And when my friend listed off okay, well, this is what the name of the company is, and I saw Ryu is in the name, I was like, wait, is the name of the company actually like a dragon? And it's that it's so on the nose, I love it. It's like how the team that makes the Sonic games is called Team Sonic. I love that. It's it's just on the nose enough that it is hemkin glorious. But also for the NBBL, the draft league we are in, the draft league we're in with Nova, we are in top 4. Not only are we in top 4, we are the top 3rd seed, tied actually with top 2nd. So basically, I am tied for 2nd place with someone else. The reason I don't have first place, I don't have 2nd place, is because the person in 2nd is actually the person that beat me in week 2. So it's actually no, week 1. So it's I lost out to them because of that. Yeah. I know, I saw the trailer. I like the angry eyes. I like the angry anime eyes where it shows through the hair. Yeah, mine is perfect. I need a good ground rock Pokemon. Also water. Water also is very, very good against Blacephalon. Not Blacephalon. Blacephalon. Yeah, you say go Blacephalon. Ideally against Blast, Dark type, and Water is the best. Actually, well, Water and Rock is the best. Because Blacephalon... Blacephalon's primary moves are it's Mystical Fire, I believe, and Fire Blast. And if you just resist those, it's fine, because its only other move is Shadow Claw, I believe. And Shadow Claw isn't really that strong. Not like he was a mid-boss. I mean, when you know the deep lore, that makes no hemking sense. Then again, they kind of retcon things, but they don't like retcons. Well, okay, when you say mid-boss, do you mean mid-boss and there's another boss after him? Or, as a fight, it was a mid-fight? Because this generally when it's mid-boss is one word, no space. Okay, so it was a mid-boss fight. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense then. So it was just an boring fight. Okay. Yeah. That's one thing that I will say about Xenoblade, is I do love the game. The final fight's not exactly... what was that? Did you see Kayla's response to you met her team? Oh, that's not from Lasablon? Okay. Sorry about that. Never mind. Disregard. So, Jim Trepidou, Gyarados, Clefable, Luxray, Rhyperior. Honestly, pretty good team. I like that team. It's a very, very good team. Final 3 is amazing. Legitimate Theta production. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, again, at some point I hope to actually play the Xenoblade Chronicles games, like all of them. I want to also play X. Like, I'm really hoping Chronicles X comes out for Switch. I'm about to get a wiki. Okay, so Amazon. What is the last thing that just happened in Chronicles? What is the last thing that happened? Also, Amazon. Dunban is the best character to farm up affection and affinity, not affection. The best way to farm affinity between characters is actually Dunban. Okay, you are about to get Ricky then. You are about to get Ricky. Yeah, Dunban is like, well, there's a, you need to get a bit later and he gets a certain skill, and then when he gets that certain skill, he becomes the point-blank best character to farm affinity between characters within the party. Because when he gets a certain art, well, okay, it's a combination of 2 arts, but it is, when he gets, like, it's a combination of 2 arts, but, like, one of them he can actually use without it, and it still helps, but it's not as good. When he gets both of them, it's amazing. Don't worry, Amazon, you can change the outfits later. Don't worry. I actually like Melia's default outfit. But again, I'm a sucker for default outfits in general for characters. Oh, nice. It's a very nice team. Very good. Very good. Very good. It is good. Yeah, I mean, I like basic character art outfits in most cases. It's there's a few cases I don't. One of them is Victor from Sword and Shield, not Scarlet Violet. I like Melia's default outfit. It's better without, like, the head thing that covers the wings. But I like it. I like it. Then again, I also just like Melia as a character. With that. And there we go. We are at 1,600 Lugia resets. So there we go. Really? You don't think the entire outfit fascinating? Most fascinating. Well, you're gonna give me her Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know what her Xenoblade Chronicles 3 outfit looks like. I don't know what it looks like. So, there we go. Interact with the Lugia. Nope, no Lugia. Alright. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Let's see. Yes. Gave me her Xeno 3. Yeah, I am somewhat debating actually shifting the Lugia soft reset hunts to earlier in the day on Sundays as well. That's kind of another thing. I am the BDSP master. That team. Well, I mean, BDSP is... Okay, well, BDSP is the hardest game, so there's that. But, you know, the Gyarados should very much help. I do like that outfit. That actually is a very nice outfit. I like that outfit. I do like it. Oh no, what did Mudkip send me? What the frick did Mudkip send me? Robertio Speedwagon looks important. You win. JoJo is good. Victory! Yes! Good. Yes! Jade is watching JoJo. JoJo. JoJo.
Gyarados is always good.
Yes. Mudkip apparently has Amazon. This is what Mudkip sent me. So I would say unmitigated success. Jojo resetting Charmander. Yeah, Kayla, resetting for Shiny Charmander, Shiny Chimchar, that's gonna be a while. You gotta remember, that is 1 in 4,000 odds. And... well, it's like, what, 2.5 minutes per reset? That's gonna take a while. I knew of people that they got BDSP at launch, and they shiny hunted soft reset every single day. They were streamers. They soft reset every single day from the release of BDSP to the release of Legends Abacus, and they didn't get a shiny. So it is going to be a grind of Briefcase Simulator. So you finally got Jade to watch the JoJo Mudkip. Who are the best characters for gem making? You don't have one of them yet. Generally, it is the 2 best characters that have the highest affinity, which again, one of the reasons why I say, you know, you want to stick with Ryan and Shulk for a long time. They're naturally going to have your highest affinity, and they're going to get the most turns crafting. But, you know, I've often found that, like, Shulk and Ryan, they do very well at gem crafting. I know someone who got BDSP and accidentally got shiny Piplup without knowing who his shiny was. I mean, statistically speaking, that's how a lot of people are going to be. Statistically speaking, with, you know, you've got, what, almost 20 million people playing the game. 1 in 4,000 odds. Chances are pretty hemkin high that several thousand people, tens of thousands of people are going to start up the game and get a shiny immediately. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I say also I brought up the Dunban affinity thing. Is Dunban is going to get 2 arts. By level 45 is when he gets the second of these 2 arts. They are called Heat Haze, which Heat Haze, as long as it is active, every single move, every single attack Dunban does, be it auto attack or art, will be a crit. Meaning, tension is going to rise for him, and talent gauge, party gauge fills up, you know, for every hit. The other art is Soaring Tempest, which is his only AoE art. It is I believe it is a 3-hit combo that is in an area of effect. So if you can go in between, you know, like 3 or 4 enemies, Soaring Tempest, you max out his talent gauge in a single hit, which, I mean, Blossom Dance is really hemkin strong. But at the same time, you also, like, fill up over 2 portions of the party gauge immediately. And if you have a little bit of party gauge already there, you can basically just endlessly chain attack. That's, like, one of the chain attack strategies that people use, is just use Soaring Tempest in the middle of a group of enemies, just continuously generate chain attacks. Especially helpful if there's a group of just smaller enemies on the big one. There's actually a part later on in the game where, you know, you're fighting a lot of Mechon. And there's a lot of Mechon, you know, clustered together, especially the little tiny ones, you know, those little scout units you found in the Ether Mines. You got a bunch of those around some of the bigger ones. Well, you go in the middle of them, Soaring Tempest. AoE damage 5 of them, maxed out party gauge, chain attack, Soaring Tempest, maxed out party gauge again. Repeat ad infinitum. It's insane. And also remember, every time you get a game end of a monster or an enemy while in a chain attack, you instantly get a full gauge of the party gauge, a full gauge of the party meter restored immediately. So again, knock out multiple enemies, just party gauge for infinity, and every time you use a chain attack, you get more affinity between the characters, which is what allows Dunban to basically just max out affinity between characters like that. It's great. Also, Dunban is like absurd DPS. And one of Dunban's other arts, I think Blinding Blossom lets him absorb aggro from other characters. So, because he's an agility tank, you know, he can just absorb aggro from, say, Shulk, and just dodge everything like he's Keanu Reeves in the Matrix movie. Also, Hayes gets rid of all aggro from him, so he's perfectly fine. Again, Dunban is awesome. You will find Dunban is one of, if not the best characters to be using in Xenoblade. He's Hemkin Strongs. But also Ricky's great because Ricky, when he gets happy, that also refills the party gauge at usage. It's amazing. What the frick is my water bottle? Oh, there it is. But yeah, no, party gauge is very helpful. Party gauge is absolutely Hemkin useful when it comes to the game. I love it. Yeah, ever since I started the secondary channel, I've somewhat taken the hiatus from playing Xenoblade, which is unfortunate because I got to a really, really fun part of the game where there's a lot of fun stuff you can do. But hey, melted health bar, literally melted. Literally. I think you have like 3 complicated places. Is it 6 people simultaneously, or you have 6 party members in total and you can only use 3 people at a time? Because that's what it is with Xenoblade. There's 7 total party characters. But you can only use 3 at a time. Hello there, Kanto Kage. How are you doing tonight? One of the mods, please go grab Kanto Kage's link, please. 6 party members you can control at any one time, and one actually can't. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That feels a bit much. You know, three. Again, I guess it depends on the combat system. But I mean, I kind of prefer like 3 characters at a time because like 3 is a good balance of like a lot of stuff going on, but also like not too much going on. But it will depend on implementation. That's a bit of an implementation thing. Funnily enough, Melia in 3 is an attacker and Shulk. Gives 1 armed defender. I mean, Melia's a glass cannon, so that's not really too much of a stretch. Like Melia is, well, I mean, again, you'll figure this out like soon enough. Melia's basically this version of a mage. She is, you know, ether damage. You know, so again, she's basically that. You know, she's basically that. So she's a glass cannon. Shulk is like a physical glass cannon in Chronicles 1. Melia's a ether glass cannon. I guess she's got like a little bit of ether defense because, you know, she's got some buffs for that. But yeah, but a fun week at my brother's birthday. Very nice. Working this weekend and housing dogs for a friend. Yeah, give you some time to prep for the EVO if you got some downtime. But yeah, I've got my matchup against Doorman on Wednesday or Thursday. Could be fun. Who needs ether damage when you destroy everything with physical damage in 3? I don't know how 3 works for things. Well, again, it's a mechanical difference. Mechanical differences. But yeah, no, you're gonna find that there's gonna be some important mechanical things that involve ether damage later on. Trying to have that helps. I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, draft is fun, but draft is a bit overwhelming at times. Honestly, it is 50%. Well, yes, but see, here's the thing. What is the other 50% of Chronicles 3? That's kind of the important thing. If the other 50% is Chronicles 2, that's a little bit of a problem. Because I'm not yeah, exactly. That's the issue. Yeah, it's, again, if I can just figure out the combat system of Chronicles 2 a bit better, then I think I'll be able to enjoy it more. Because there's I think it's like 2 hours is how long I kept like fighting the same thing over and over again. It wasn't even close. So like it's the combat system of Chronicles 2 just like doesn't mesh with me. But again, once I figure it out, I think hopefully, possibly, maybe. Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna take like elements of both of them and together. But again, isn't bad. Just stuff and things. Yeah, stuff and things. Tell chat to load faster. Tell chat to load faster. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be something. Nope. That would feed me, so yeah. Indeed. I got plans. Yeah. Oh no, what is this, Neo? Oh no. Not Neo, Amazon, what? Also, can you guys hear the game audio? Is the game audio coming through, or is it like a bit too quiet? Why you not tell me Xenoblade has dinosaurs? Because you said you had given up after you could not defeat the Clawmechon. Why would I tell you about the dinosaurs which you would not be able to reach? Hello there, Gavin, welcome in. I have no idea how to pronounce the part of the name, but welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. Actually, really, the game's a bit too loud. Interesting. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Interesting. Didn't think the game was too loud. You mentioned dinosaurs. Would absolutely demolish the whole knock on. Well, there are dinosaurs. There are dinosaurs. There are dinosaurs. Dino-rars. Yeah, one of them is almost one of the super bosses. There's fun. One of those dinosaurs is where you get the means to make critical up 6 gems from. Critical up 6 gems are the highest class of critical up gems you can get. 6 is the highest class of gems at all you can get. The highest level of crystals you are able to acquire are level 5, so you need to basically do it. No, this is a physical copy of the game. This is a physical copy of the game. We do not believe in emulators here. There we go. 8. Really? Goes up to 8. Well, again, the way I mean, what is the highest level of crystals you're able to get? I think probably the reason they went for 6 levels of gems back in Chronicles 1 is just for simplicity's sake. As opposed to, going for too much, which could be a bit overwhelming. Because again, the game was made, The game is like 13... The game was released 13 years ago, so... Stuff had not time to fully cook. 3 doesn't have... So you straight up just get gems from defeated enemies? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess if you just get them straight up from enemies, that would offset it. Because then you wouldn't need to do the gem crafting system. Which I do like the gem crafting system, but it is a bit much. There is one achievement in Chronicles 1 that is... You need to fill the cylinder gauge 9 times in a single crafting session. And there are 2 specific characters that I believe are required to do this, that you need max affinity for. And even then, it is super freaking RNG. Like, this is something that you will not be able to do until you do most of the game. There's a couple of stuff in Xenoblade Chronicles that is like a few of the achievements which are pretty RNG. Well, okay, a lot of them are pretty RNG. Like, I think it's hit crafting fever like twice in 3 times in a single crafting session. Fill cylinder gauge up 9 times. You make gems with materia from game-ending enemies and gaining materia from the ground. Interesting. So, I mean, in some ways, that actually is not that different from the way in which these are, just you don't have to go into a menu. Okay, interesting. So it kind of just it kind of just replaces the crystal system, which I guess that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like it's a further refinement of the existing systems, which I do like. I would be very curious to see this. I'd be curious. Most curious, one could say. But yeah, I am thinking of actually moving the shiny hunting, the Lugia shiny hunting stuff a bit earlier on into the day, because just the time slot we have right here just isn't really effective, and also just a bit more viewer engagement would probably come and benefit from that. That'd be something to work on. Oh, ball. The thing survived. Oh no. That is not good. That is dangerous. Survive. Oh boy. Oh, a tag sent me something. Oh boy. Honestly, Salaman's just hard counter the entire team. Yeah, I mean, Salaman's hard counters a lot of things. One of my friends is actually replaying the Emerald Battle Frontier. Yeah, Battle Frontier was an interesting thing. I would love to see Emerald Battle Frontier return at some point. I don't think it... well, the Battle Frontier as a whole return at some point, but I don't think it ever will for unfortunate reasons. Who knows? I was surprised too. Well, just remember, stuff when it comes to battling in Pokemon games always has an annoying habit of surviving things. Whenever you think you've knocked out something, it's never knocked out. Whenever you think you've won, that you haven't. Winning in Dynamax Adventures is an illusion. 7. It was at 2 HP. So, Dynamax Shedinja. Actually, I don't even think Shedinja as a Dynamax does get 2 HP. I see. Yeah, I guess maybe it does actually have 2 HP as a Dynamax. Yes, you have now acquired the true main character of Xenoblade Chronicles, Amazon. Ricky, the legendary hero. Upon hello there, DJS. Mungus. Amagama Goombas. The Amagama Goombas. No, I have Sandaconda. Ew. That kind of makes sense. Politoad's Dynamax water move is, well, Politoad's only water move is a physical water move, and Sandaconda has very high physical defense. Politoad does not really have the greatest of physical attacking stats. Have you played Terraria? I have not played Terraria, no. It's possibly one of the games that will be eventually sometime added to the list of things to play at some point. I've heard good things about Terraria. I need to expand my games played. At some point, I need to expand those horizons. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you guys haven't done so already. And leave a like on the stream. That will be 40. So, what did we start at? What was this started at? We started at... We started tonight, okay, so we've only done about a little under 80 total resets so far. Wow. You have 80 resets in a little under 40 minutes. So we are a little bit... So we're about 2 resets a minute, which, I mean, that is somewhat to be expected back with the older hardware. It does have that. That is something. Their team looks like it does. That's hardest difficulty. Very nice. Yeah, I've heard good things about Terraria. I've heard very good things about Terraria. One. But yeah, no, I think what we are going to be doing is we are going to be moving the streams on Sunday earlier on in the day. because just a little bit of things I have noticed is retention of viewers. Because overall, it would have been better to like to stream like at. I guess kind of the thing is this: it would be better to overall consistently stream later at night, or stream consistently earlier on in the day. And the main kind of issue is that I like the earlier time slot for reasons. And but yeah, no, we working things out. We fluff around and find out. Who knows? Yeah, Mudkip enjoys the Binding of Isaac. Maybe we'll play that also at some point. Maybe play that as well. Yeah, I also do need to get back to the recorded projects part of things. Also, if you guys have not checked out our secondary channel, Max Allo, let me go drop the link to that. We have a new video up on that side. That channel. Don't forget to subscribe over there. It is talking about Rodan. Rodan being Godzilla's... spoilers. Fair enough. Fair enough. Rodan's actually a bit of a wild card amongst all of Toho's kaiju. That's the reason why I called it Toho's wild card. He's kind of a wild card. Kind of applicable in a lot of situations. Next week, we're probably talking about Mechagodzilla. Because Mechagodzilla's pretty awesome. I mean, he's literally a giant robot dinosaur robot thing. It's awesome. Who doesn't love a good robot? Who doesn't love a good robot? Robots are awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to those. The Mechagodzilla one, I haven't watched the video recommend. Just watch it. Nice. Yeah, Mechagodzilla is going to be an interesting one to talk about because, well, I mean, that's kind of a bit of a spoiler for the video. That's a bit of a spoilerish thing. But there's a lot of interesting things about Mechagodzilla to talk about because, again, he's a mech. So he is not just like his own personality or character. There's a lot more to talk about with him, and again, I like that. I'm actually very glad a lot of people have been enjoying those kaiju breakdowns, because it's like, okay, we're going to work on the other ones as well, and Gearus is probably another one we're going to be doing. It's a little bit unfortunate because the big five are all done. And the vast majority of other ones, they have not been in all of the different series. So there's not really as much to talk about with them. Like, I mean, Anguirus, he was nowhere in the Heisei era. He was sort of kind of in the Monsterverse. Sort of kind of was Anguirus in the Monsterverse. But not in any, like, super large capacity. He was more of a glorified cameo than anything. Which, I mean, I like that, but, I mean, also, we don't know if it is Anguirus. It was, like, you know, kind of a little bit of a shadow. Like, oh, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Which is pretty cool. I also think that I'm probably going to do at some point is, like, a deep dive on individual incarnations of the character. So I'm thinking maybe we do a super deep dive on Showa Ghidorah specifically. Because Showa Ghidorah spanned, I think, what, like 6-7 movies? And I had to very briefly cover that in the Ghidorah video because, you know, obviously length and brevity of time. Brevity is the wit of the soul, as they say. No, it's something. Yes, it's for something. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, no, we suffer things. But I think it's gonna take some time for this this algorithm to work into itself. But yeah, I mean, this is also kind of the weird thing. I'm expecting the Lugia shiny hunt to take a while. I'm not expecting us to get this Lugia anytime soon. So if we end up getting the Lugia soon, I don't know what we are going to be doing in place of this. So that's kind of something to consider. Who knows? But I look forward to that. I hope to get the Lugia soon, because, again, full odds resetting this game. That's something. I have debated actually breaking out my my old DS, because as strange as this is, I don't like the amount of wear and tear that actually resetting this puts on my my 3DS, because I need to press, you know, all the shoulder buttons and then the start select button, and there is a point where the wear and tear will basically just destroy those buttons, which will basically reset the game period. Well, then again, I mean, I can use the home screen for other games, so there's that. Who knows? Maybe yeah, we'll figure out. We'll figure out. Nope. Alright, so we are 45 minutes in. So 45 minutes in, we have... We're doing about 2 resets, a little under 2 resets a minute. So there is that. There is about 2 resets we get per minute. Again, a little under that. When we get to the hour, when we get to an hour since starting, I'll be able to actually get the accuracy math on that. And with that, we will be there, because it's gonna take a while for us to hit odds on Lugia, which is kind of the main thing. But yeah, I have debated times and things on that. Hoping for a shiny Dud. We got a shiny Politoed from Dynamax Adventures, so yeah, there is that. We have gotten that historically. I don't know if I was live. No, I think no, I wasn't live. I was doing that off. I don't know. No sneezing. Okay. I thought I was gonna sneeze. I did not. Noted. All right. No Lugia. Yeah. So we are 90 resets in, and 90 resets into stream, and we have been live for a little over 45 minutes. So it is around. It is around 2 resets a minute. So there is that. Overall, I think we should be fine. Like it is Lugia hunts. Yeah. Now the thing that worries me though is the Lugia actual battle, because if I remember correctly, Lugia has, I think it's exactly 40 power points, which means, again, provided we don't get paralyzes, we will only have about 40 turns. Well, exactly 40. Again, that's the reason I have the Master Ball in play, because if we need, Master Ball the thing, get Lugia insured, capture, and there is that thing. There is that thing. Alright. Alright, so Thursday is my matchup against... Nope. Now shiny. So Thursday is going to be my matchup against Mr. JTP. Oh boy. I am looking forward to getting dunked on. So yeah, actually, I just realized both of my playoff matches for the NBBL and the EBL are on the same day then. Noted. Noted. One early, one late. It's gonna be bad luck. If I get a shiny on that day, if I get a shiny that Thursday, I'm screwed. Because I've got this, I've noticed this whenever it comes to any of my shiny hunts and I have a draft league match after my stream for shiny hunting. If I get a shiny on that day, I lose the match. So I'm hoping we don't get a shiny that day. Even if it's a phase. Even if it's a phase, I still lose. So so it's a trend I've noticed. It's a very weird trend I've noticed. Because we don't generally have draft matches, getting one draft, well, 2 draft matches a week. Yeah. There's that. Alright, nope, no shiny Lugia. No shiny Lugia. Slowly chipping away at them encounters. Slowly chipping away at those Lugia encounters. Yeah, with things. Yeah. But yeah, I think that we are going to be moving this earlier on into the day. I think that is what we are going to be doing. Just for algorithmic sake. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna be something. 5. Yes, there's about 50 minutes in. So that is... Yes. So yeah, it's a little over... A little under. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, the other reason why is this. Sunday is the one day of the week that I knew this is gonna be the the one day that I need the rest of me to kind of make up for when it comes to the end of year goal, which is the end of year goal is the 7,250 sub goal. No, not 7,250, 7,500 goal. So I kind of about doing the math from here until the end of the year. This is a few days ago that I did this, like I think about a week ago or so. We would need about 11, new subs a day to kind of keep on track with that. And a lot of the other days we get more than 11 per day, so it does offset it. But the Sunday is the one day that I knew this is the day that we don't really do as well because it's outside of our usual time slot, and it's also not our usual gameplay that we're doing. So I need to kind of finagle that, and I'm still kind of figuring out the Sunday stuff. Because I mean, the other part also is that we changed from the ogre ousting, so we kind of worked into the algorithm with the ogre ousting things, and then of course we changed that with now this, and just throw some things off for a while. So again, maybe it's some time, but I think also just moving it earlier on in the day is just gonna be better as well. Because the reason I moved it later on in the day is oh, well, I can do for 3 hours. But as the ogre ousting stuff went on, I realized there is no way I can do 3-hour ogre ousting streams every Sunday. It's just it's so late, and I'm absolutely freaking schlackered by that time. I'm just freaking clocked out of it. And then it's okay, we'll do League soft resets. And not that I don't enjoy the soft reset hunts, but it is a bit less, mentally stimulating than the Dynamax adventure hunts. Now, I guess... Now, this is something I could rig up. I could try and rig up a dual shiny hunt Lugia and Dynamax adventure setup, so we're dual hunting. Maybe we do random Dynamax adventures, and we do Lugia soft resets simultaneously. That could be an idea. That is also another possible thing to consider. So that's another thing. I need to test a little because I need to see how the computer would be capable of running it. Thankfully, since I updated my drivers, it seems that since then, OBS actually runs a lot smoother. So I'm wondering if maybe that actually did increase the efficiency of OBS and some of the other stuff and things I have. Because also, I noticed it also increased the rendering abilities of the editing software itself, so that's actually good. There's also that. There's also that. Yeah, it would be. The main issue would be the screen size being scrunched down. But again, hack around and find out. you know, hemp around and find out. So that would be the case of things. The other thing also is this. I feel like I would have more mental stamina for that. Which would be weird because I would be playing 2 games simultaneously. But part of the reason why it saps my energy to do them late in the night here is it's relatively stagnant. You know, it's you know, just soft resets. It's not, you know, too much more than that. Nothing wrong, again, nothing wrong with soft resets. But it is, you know, fairly monotonous. It is fairly monotonous. 6. Nope. Yerp. Okay, I know, so we're pushing that off to Friday then. Okay, so Friday is when I'm going to be matching Doorman. Yeah, that would be something. Joke's on you, Bull. I'm a dark type too. Oh, Bouffalant? Bouffalant or Tauros? Because, Bouffalant's not a bull. But Bouffalant's a buffalo. Okay, Tauros. I was gonna say. Because Bouffalant's a buffalo. 8. You know, I'm gonna go open a window because it's actually getting a bit warm in here. Nope. While you guys listen to the music. There we go. Daroth. Yeah, Daroth is a thing. So did Torch use Assurance on you? Did Tauros use Assurance? Oh yeah, so we were watching Nova's battle because Nova does a stream, basically recapping and watching through all the battles in the NBBL. And he got to my match from week 5 of his league. And we watched the infamous Bisharp crit. And he felt the same pain I did when my Latios got crit. Because there was another league that he was in where he had a +1 defense Crocodile with the bug damage reduction berry and at +1 defense. And it got crit by, I think it was a low kicks. Knocked right out, because again, it was crit, so it bypassed the +1 on the physical defense of the Crocodile. And, you know, even with the berry, it couldn't reduce the damage enough. Where in that matchup, the Latios was specifically spec'd to, at Culberberry, survive a Bisharp Sucker Punch at +2. Keep in mind, this was a Swords Dance boosted Adamant Sucker Punch from Bisharp. This Latios was built to survive. And it would have survived it if it wasn't for that meddling crit. And I was so sad because, like, that crit super mattered. It was just like when the Raging Bolt crit one-shot Umbreon. It makes me really worried that JTP is going to crit me randomly in our match because, like, crits mattering have been a kind of important thing of the NBBL in my matchups. Amazon, that is freaking cursed. Why did you send me that? That is incredibly cursed. Why? Why did you send this thing? Nope. Nerp. Alright, so we have been live for about an hour, and we are about 117 encounters. So, assuming we keep up this pace, 117 times 2, so that's 135. Okay. 235. I mean, that's not horrible. That's not terrible bad. It's not unworkable. But it's not unworkable reset times. Don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream if you guys haven't done so already. Gonna take that up to 86. Many things. Nope. It worries me that if I will actually soft reset over the shiny. Cause, which reminds me of something funny. Gura was heckling Callie when they were playing BDSP. Because Callie was resetting for a shiny Giratina. And Gura joked, you know, what if you get the shiny and you reset over it? and Callie like freaked out over that. I was like, yeah, no, that's a legitimate worry when it comes to shiny, that you will soft reset over it. I mean, there are shinies that have soft reset over shinies because it is just muscle memory. Never change. Never change, Hollow Myth. Never change. Oh, actually, Neo. Actually, I probably send it to Jared as well. Probably after this. I probably should send this as well, because I know you said Amelia. Let me send you this. I'll be able to explain a bit more in DMs, like, after, because right now my brain is, like, Hemkin's scatterbrained. Yes. Because, I mean, his logic and his reasoning are timing. That, like, that happened, then the other thing happened. So what if there is connection? What if there is connection between the things? Yeah, possibly possible. Possibly maybe possible. Who knows? Who knows? Well, we'll find out soon. We'll find out, like, you know, in a couple months. Nope, no shines. No sparkle shines. Hello there, Will. Finally got my shine as Zacian. Hello there, Will. Welcome. How did you get your shiny Zacian? Because, you can't soft reset for shiny Zacian, and the only way to get Zacian... Oh, Pokemon Go? Pokemon Go? Oh, yeah, yeah. I briefly forget about Pokemon Go. Hello there!
The floorhead. How does the floorhead do?
That's gonna be 93. No. Shinies. Can one of the mods do exclamation mark Ash? How do you do floorhead? How does one do? As we do some Lugia soft sets. Alright. No shinies. How many Blacephalon encounters have you gotten up to, Kayla? How many Blacephalon are you up to? Yeah, it was a Shundo too, definitely. Nice. How many Shundos have you gotten? Very, very nice. Yeah, so this is a funny story that I just always love about Pokemon Go. This was during the Raikou Shiny Raid Day. The first time they had the Shiny Raikou Raid Day where it was like everything was the Raikou Raid things for like an hour. Oh, nice. And it was like the Raikou Raid event day. You know, nothing special for a move. It was just, you know, Raikou Raid Day, and it was just Raikou Raids everywhere for like an hour. And one of my friends, you know, took my phone and did the battles for me because I couldn't play. So they just took my phone and they played it for me. And keep in mind at the same time, I had been crap-talking Raikou like major league. The smack-talking was real. Because I had been saying, you know, there's no point in going and investing in a Raikou. Because when Zekrom comes out, they're going to make it the next best electric attacker. Because, I mean, I joined late. I joined, like, before, Gen 4 rolled out. So, I was like, the only thing that Raikou is going to be good for, legendary-wise, is going to be Kyogre, who just left, and Lugia, who is, you know, I don't care about Lugia because it's not DPS, and it's better just, I'm just going to wait for Zekrom because Zekrom's going to be better, because again, it's going to be better, and it's going to be long-term better to be outclassed, and it's not going to be useful until then. And my other lying logic was this. They're going to make Zekrom better because you can sell more passes. You can buy more. You could get people to go raid more because if obviously the things we're going to project. Oh, nice, Ash. What are those projects that are being worked on? If you do not mind my asking. And so, like, I basically been smacked, like, I'm never gonna power up a Raikou. It's not worth it. Blah 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 blah. And then my friend, when he took my account, because he only got the 5 free raid passes, out of the 5 Raikou, guess how many of those Raikou were shiny? The answer was 3. Out of the 5 Raikou, 3 of them were shiny. And 1 of them was a Shundo. And I was like, Raikou spites me. And then lo and behold, when Zekrom did come out, Zekrom outclassed Raikou by a freaking mile margin. I was like, this is why.
One could call it a skill issue, Ms. Floorhead Ash. The dear friend who has critical, clinical skill issues.
You never used it because the funny thing is by the time Zekrom came out into Pokemon Go, I'd actually long since stopped playing. Yeah, I had, I think it's like 50 Shundos by the time I ended playing Go. Now, another part of that is the fact that I had a significant base of people to regularly trade with. You know, after community days, we would trade a lot. I got a lot from, you know, research tasks and, you know, just events. I had 2 Shundo Azurill family members. Of course, Bombi immediately TK'd whatever mine was. Lugia told me, nah, you guys are you guys Zacian instead. Nice. I mean, hey, you got one. You got one of them. That's nice. Imagine you got one. But yeah, the funny thing is that eventually that Raikou is going to get moved out of my Pokemon Go into my my main Scarlet Violet file, and it's going to get traded to someone. Because, again, I don't consider my shinies from Go to be, like, shinies from my Living Shiny deck, so I'm just going to trade it away to someone. Yeah, but it is one you cannot get any other way. There's only two ways you can get Xerneas as a shiny, other than a gift giveaway. There are 0 ways to shiny hunt Zacian. Because Zacian can't be shiny, so I have to reset for it. You cannot hunt for it at all. So yeah, I immediately KO'd whatever that one was. Doo-doo. It's gonna be something. Just waiting for Zamazenta. Very nice. I like Zamazenta. Yeah, Zamazenta. I'm so glad they gave Zamazenta body press. It very, very, very much needed that move as an upgrade. It's like it's a lot better. Because I'm fairly certain that body press from Zama hits as hard, if not harder, than a close combat from Zamazenta, because of the way the stats work out. I think it's actually it hits harder. But yeah, they finally did good by them. The funny thing is, I don't even think Zacian and Zamazenta are actually dogs. I think they're actually wolves. But we just call them doggos because doggos are best. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, if I were to continue on with the EBL, or with the Draft League as a whole, I probably would have picked up Zamazenta at some point. Because I do like it. But nah, I am somewhat retiring from Draft League to focus on other projects. Focus on other stuff and things. It's gonna be good. I got ideas. Yeah, I got ideas. It's gonna be 8. You know, if they just did Zacian, I don't think Zamazenta is gonna be too far around the corner. Just because of the way they do things. You know, Zamazenta is probably going to be fairly close. Yeah, thank you for the little cute bee. Yeah, Rabambi is very good for DAs. It's so good. It's so freaking good. 9. Slowly inching our way up to the shiny. Nope. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I got plans. And if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. How's everyone's weekend been? How's everybody's weekend been? Mine been pretty good. Got a scuffed path. I mean, hey, it's probably not nearly as scuffed as all of our Kyogre DA runs. Because Kyogre is a fairly scuffed DA run. Tomorrow's gonna be Zekrom too, so that's gonna be fun. Zekrom, based. You know, Unova. More Unova legendaries. I'm honestly a little surprised that we have had a harder time with Zekrom than we have had with Kyogre. Because I would have said, like, I think Zekrom is an easier fight overall, because if you have ground types, you're basically halfway there to the fight being over. Not bad. Have just done with beef stew. My Berserker is parad now. Oh boy. That's not good. But yeah, no, I would have expected that Zekrom would have been a better win rate than we do. Wah. Hello there, J-Red of Man Guy. How do you do? Yeah, I'm a little sad I didn't get to watch Michimochi Eevee's Black... So wait, Jared. The way Twitch works, can you rewatch VODs? Or does Michimochi upload her VODs to YouTube? Because by the time I woke up, she was no longer playing Black and White. Nearly 2 a.m. here. Being sick broke my sleep schedule. Send help. I feel that. I feel that. I loved it, like, because I caught, like, the end of her thing, which was basically just talking, which was a yap stream. And honestly, turbo respect to Michimochi. She said, and just outright admitted, you know, she didn't think she was going to like Pokemon when playing it. Which, that takes, you know, a pair of cojones to say, you know, outright to people watching Pokemon. Like, it's Pokemon. It's Black and White especially. And, you know, that took a lot. And then also saying, like, she normally, like, doesn't like battle music in games, and then she actually really liked the battle music of Black Waters. Like, it's really, like, I'm very glad. I like this. You know, it's like, the reaction Michi had to Unova is this is what... If the community at large has this same realization, same reaction, then we will be moving forward in a direction where the community will be worthy of a Unova remake. I don't know if Michi has a VOD channel or what her Twitch channel settings are, but VODs on Twitch typically stay up for a period of... Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like 2 weeks or something. But I mean, they could, again, it could just be settings on Twitch. But yeah, but one of the things I was like, they talked about, you know, Iron Mouse and, you know, Iron Mouse getting her channel back. And the whole chat went when she mentioned she knows, like, as someone who had that happen to Michi, she knows what it is like to have something be erased. And the entire chat was like, aware. So I was like, oh boy, yeah. They know. She knows more than anyone. Well, more than most. That's like seeing it take it back was great. Like, I had a feeling that Iron Mouse's channel was not gonna go down. Like, it was not gonna stay down. Like, behind the scenes, the VShojo team was gonna go, you know, full tilt throttle. Because again, if that stayed down, it would have had a very, very, very bad precedent been set. And because again, Iron Mouse is one of the biggest, and if one of the biggest can have that happen to them, what's not to stop it from happening to some of the smaller ones or other ones like Hololives? You know, it's a bad precedent to be set, especially the other than VShojo itself. Again, it's just a really bad precedent. So like, if VShojo was gonna go full brick force attack on them, they did, thankfully. Based. Very based. That's good. But yeah, it is crazy seeing all the insanity that's been happening, just like with all the stuff and things of everything. Just put stuff and things. If you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Also, Jared, on that special project that we have been working on, progress has been made. I needed to start from square one on this again because the face didn't look right. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start from square one. I'll redo the face. Disney v Shoujo. One does not mess with the House of Mouse. Well, yeah, but see, here's the difference between VShojo and Disney. VShojo is actually cool. VShojo actually builds things. Disney destroys everything it touches. Just the way they did Star Wars. 1, 2, 3. You can read it. Hey, Monkip, how you doing? Welcome in Shadow. Welcome in Austin. Welcome in Monkip. How you doing? One of the mods, go grab Monkip's link, please. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. What were you doing tonight, Mudkip? What were you doing tonight? We're just doing a little bit of our Lugia soft resets. Lugia soft resets. Slowly chipping away at them. Slowly. And talked about your VTuber stuff and things. But nice. How you doing? How does you do? Nope. No shiny. But yeah, I just start from square one on the face on that, Jared. I've been trying to find shiny Ho-Oh in DAs. I'm just the funny thing is, Monk, that's the reason we're doing this. Because we shiny hunted Ho-Oh in Dynamax Adventures. It went nearly 7 times over odds. Nearly 700 DAs is what it took for us to finally get it. It was at 694 and off screen that I finally acquired it. And over the course of that, I said it would have been faster if I shiny hunted this frickin' thing back in Gen 4. So, We do a little bit of float around and find out. Physical hardware with a capture card. We do it. I can't find it. I've been trying so hard. I'm close to like 400 encounters. Yikes. So, are you doing... So, you're doing successful defeats of Ho-Oh and then captures of it. Not just attempted Dynamax adventures that did not result in a successful Ho-Oh catch. Nice. Yeah, I always go the same way of just, you know, the actual checks of the catching things. Rare AI dubs. Oh, wow, yeah. 400, that's about where my Kartana hunt went, and that was also another off-screen hunt. We've only lost like 2 things. Really? That's a pretty good win rate on it. You know, meanwhile, over here, we're at Zekrom, and we've lost, like... We've won, like, 5 Zekrom raids, and lost, like... 8. Yeah, it's... Yes. I love Dynamax Adventures. It was such a fun system. I'm glad, like, it stayed back then. I'd stayed a bit of time. Ah, God. Okay, that makes it. That math checks out. All right. Yeah, I'm not really one for God Paths, actually. I get why people do it, though. Like, I get why people do it. I 100% understand it. And it's like, it is the smart thing to do, is to go with a God Path for a Dynamax Adventure Legendary. So, all good, Penny. All good. Yeah, God Paths are objectively the correct way of, like, smartest way of hunting them. I'm a big battler. You know, I love battling. I'm actually much more of a competitive player for battling than I am a Shiny Hunter, actually. And that's my favorite part of Dynamax Adventures, is the, okay, this is the stuff that I've got. How the frick do I turn this into a win? No. All good, Neo. No need to save it. Yeah, it's my favorite thing is just figure out how the frick do I win with these things. Because, again, I'm a battler at heart. But, yo, Shiny Hunting is quite good, but I like the battling. And, like, that's the fun for me of Dynamax Adventures, is figuring out how the frick do I win. But for most people, like, yeah, no. It is, even as someone who likes battling, no. The smartest thing to do is just go God Path. You know, it's, I like the figuring out of battling, but, like, when you go to something like Zygarde or even Kyogre in some cases, it is better to just soft freeze instead of pathing over and over and over again, because those fights are freaking obnoxious. They're freaking obnoxious to do. But yeah, no, it's a thing. I am glad that, to a degree, they didn't bring back Dynamax Adventures or a Dynamax Adventures-like system for Scarlet Violet, because it does give a lot of specialness to Sword and Shields. So, Xerneas I never really had trouble with. Solgaleo, though, I agree, because Solgaleo, you can't debuff it. You know, it's immune to debuffs because of Full Metal Body. And the best way of it is burning it, but burning it's not really the easiest thing in the frickin' world, because it's, you know, Solgaleo's pretty bulky. But yeah, that's... Dynamax Adventures are the one time where bulky legendaries are a nightmare and a half. Because something like Solgaleo and Kyrem, actually, they've got a lot of bulk, much more than the average legendary. Box art legendary, I should specify, actually. Hello there, Tom Carey. Thank you very much for the late month gift rate. Thank you. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. But yeah, no, Solgaleo is Solgaleo, Degree Lunala, but Kyrem and especially Giratina, they really have that as a big problem, because when it comes to Dynamax Adventures, HP is multiplied by 4. Well, 4 to 5. It's us. Thank you very much, whoever subscribed. Many thanks. HP is multiplied by like 4 to 5. I think it's like maybe 4.5. So something that's like really, really bulky, like Solgaleo, which has a lot of HP and high defenses, or Kyrem, which has a lot of HP, or, you know, Giratina, where, again, all of them skimp on offense for a lot more bulk. Solgaleo's case, it is 137 physical attack, where most box art legendaries are 150 for their offensive stats. But that extra bulk goes into its defenses and its HP. Again, when your HP is magnified, that bulk also further gets magnified. Giratina is especially horrible, because Giratina is the bulkiest legendary. You know, Giratina has 150 HP and 120 in both defenses. No matter which way you slice it, because the way that bulk is actually calculated in Pokemon is defense stat times HP. That's why in competitive you want your defenses to actually be as close, your defense and your HP to be as close as possible for maximum efficiency. Giratina bulks out just freaking everything. Lunala's a lot easier. Yeah, the 4 times weakness to Dark and Ghost really does make Lunala a lot easier. I mean, it really, really helps. Yeah, especially because, like, Dark types are almost completely immune to anything Lunala can do, because Lunala's got Ghost moves, and its other moves are Swift, Night Daze, and Moonblast is somewhat damaging. But even then, like, Lunala does not have the same offensive stat line as most other legendaries. You can kind of shrug it off. But you'll get to Kyurem, and, you know, Kyurem, it doesn't have the same offensive stat as most legendaries. Again, 130 compared to most legendaries, 150. But in Dynamax Adventures, that doesn't really matter nearly as much as you'd think, because it's still massively outstatting you. A hit from Kyurem is basically going to flatline you anyway. So offensively, it's not really, like, in competitive, it actually matters more because you're at even levels. But in this case, you know, Kyurem isn't really in a bad position against you because of the way the stats work out. But, you know, whereas the Mewtwo, they waste a lot of their offensive power in not effectual bulk. Kyurem, and they have more bulks comparatively, and they just, you know, bulk out hits better, and they can last longer, and it's a more annoying fight. We had Hope Path for a while with Hypnosis Haunter, a Pokemon with a Rock Slide. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, that is a good one. Also, here's a fun little tip, Munkip, about ODAs. If you've got something like a Dreadnought, or you have a Drizzle Politoed, and you've got, like, Relicanth and Dreadnought, if Rain is in effect, it is actually more damage for a Water type with a Stab Rock move and a Stab Water move to go for the Stab Water move under Rain. It's the way that the multipliers work out, because you've got super effective, you've got the Rain boost, and you've got the same attack, but so it's you've got the I believe it is that. Wait, is that our coverage? Wait. No, it's it should be that. Yes. It is better because the extra bonus you get is a 1.5 bonus multiplier. I believe so. Oh, no, that was with a full team of water types, right? That's a full team of water types, right. Not exactly. With a full team of water types, it actually is more beneficial to have the rain set up. You're right. It is not if Drizzle's in play. If you have something with, like, Dreadnought, and you have other Pokemon with water type moves, it is better to set up Rain than go for rock moves if the Dreadnought is with Dynamax. That's what it is. Otherwise, like, on the single Pokemon itself, the Dreadnought's individual rock move does more damage than the individual water move under Rain. But cumulatively, if you have, you know, other water types, then it does. Yeah, went to regionals competitive during ORAS and XY years, but since kind of dropped off competitive, it's just shining up to him. Yeah. I mean, I was a big VGC player. I went to one regional in Richmond many years ago. It legitimately changed my life for the better in a lot of ways. It really helped me in a dark place. But since then, I haven't, you know, done regionals, and a large part of that is because of the way that they changed the champion point system from, you know, with Scarlet Violet, which I hope they revert that back in the so the 2025 series is just cooked for me. If they don't change it back in 2026, you know, I might permanently hang up my competitive player jacket, which is a part of the reason I'm soft retiring from Draft League at the moment, and focusing more on the other content. I mean, I love battling. It's super fun. But at the same time, it is a lot of prep time, and that. I don't like some of the new competitive strats and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't like the super mechanics. For me, it's super mechanics, which does suck a lot of the joy out of it. I very much preferred black and white, like, Pokemon versus Pokemon. Not, you know, super mega ultra hyper move or, you know, things like that. It's... my biggest hope is that Gen 10, it goes back to black and white, where it's just Pokemon v Pokemon. You know, I'm hoping. I don't think that it will happen, but, you know, you never know. I mean, I do like Terra for some reasons. Like, I mean, obviously, I love Terra because I love Gyarados, and, you know, being able to have a stab flying single turn move on Gyarados is actually quite good, and, you know, not need to eschew that for something else. But at the same time, like, I've been doing draft league teams with I have Gyarados on my team. There's basically no reason to not run Terra flying Gyarados literally every week. Because it's Gyarados with Intimidate or Moxie and Dragon Dance and Terra flying Terra Blast. You're going to hyper offensive brute force through just about everything.
How about Megas? I think other than that, these moves have hit a Terra competitive demonstrate.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, and I mean, well, preface this with one thing. In a single, like, when it comes to the boosts conferred strictly by the super mechanic, Dynamaxing actually is a lot more tame than is given credit for. The most powerful of the super mechanics, out and out, actually was Megas. Because all of the buffs and boosts that Dynamax has got were actually very conditional. And they often didn't stack. So, like, a lot of people, when they think of, you know, Dynamax Pokemon, they think, you know, something is capable of boosting its speed and its defenses and its offenses and setting field conditions all at the same time, when most cases, actually, like, almost all cases, that actually was not the case. I mean, if you had a Rillaboom, which was a Dynamax, well, Gigantamax, I guess, was the case with most of them, they were just using Max Grass move. They weren't using, like, you know, Max Knuckle. They weren't using Max Airstream. They weren't, you know, boosting up their stats and setting a field condition. They were just, you know, using one thing over and over. Gyarados was kind of an exception where, I mean, you use Max Airstream to boost up your stats, and then, you know, you get the Moxie. But in most cases, a lot of what made Dynamaxes really strong were auxiliary boosting mechanisms, which were not unique just to the Dynamax itself. They were things like Weakness Policy, which you were going to see Weakness Policy usage on stuff anyways. It's just with Dynamaxing, it was a lot easier to do. Super strats with certain abilities from Megas were definitely insane. Oh, definitely. See, I disagree on the balanced part. The main reason is that most Megas, because most Megas were geared into hyper-aggressive stat distributions, that most Megas actually had a better stat efficiency than box art restricteds. You had stuff that had, you know, 150, 160 plus offensive stats with like 100 plus base speeds and abilities that either outright allowed you to do more damage, like Tough Claws or Huge Power, or they indirectly gave you offensive bonuses, things like Drought on the Mega Charizard Y, which, you know, would let you set up Sun, which gave you water damage reduction, gave you fire damage bonus, and Sunny Day Solar Beam in a single turn. Or it, like, shut down counterplay in the form of Mega Gengar with Shadow Tag, preventing a switch out in an unfavorable situation for the other person. Or Mega Absol Magic Bounce, literally shutting down any status moves used against it. In addition to, again, the higher than the super legendary stat efficiencies. Which, I mean, I wasn't fond of, I mean, again, the same applies for Z moves and Z moves, Megas, Dynamaxes, and 2-degree Terrassalizing. I don't like it when one Pokemon comes in and, like, bulldozes everything via super mechanic, because I love the back and forth. I mean, I enjoy power tripping with, you know, Terra Flying, Dragon Dance, Moxie, Gyarados as much as the next guy, but I also do really love battles, whereas, like, it's this great back and forth. It's, you know, there is no one that has the control for, like, the main part of the game, and it is a lot of just going back and forth.
That's what I'm saying, though. It takes away the extra abilities and give them, like, an old...
Yeah. And, well, the other thing also is that the Megas didn't also help the base Pokemon. A kind of a good way of thinking about it like this is Swinub is not made good because Mamoswine just trashes Landorus Therian form. You know, if the Megas transformed out of battle in a way, say, like the Rotom forms, or like Giratina, or like Shaman Skyform, I guess, is kind of another one. you would never see people bringing something like a Mawile to a game. They would only be bringing the Mega. And the unfortunate part is, because stuff like Mawile, Beedrill got Megas, the odds of them ever getting, like, a future buff, like, you know, a stat rebalance, like Masquerain got, where Masquerain actually got a 20-point special attack and 20-point speed bonus from Gen 6 over to Gen 7. The odds of something like Mawile ever getting that, ever going forward, is non-existent, because they would need to take that into account when it comes to Mega Mawile. So the potential, like, you know, Mega Mawile existing and returning, on top of, you know, benefiting Mawile itself, you know, getting stats in the future, well, they need to consider that. That's actually the reason, you know, that it kind of, like, just, it basically doomed a whole bunch of Pokemon from ever getting anything. Which is why the only lasting buff any Pokemon ever got out of Mega Evolution's existence was actually Flygon. Because Flygon received Dragon Dance purely because they did not finish the Mega design for it. It was sort of like you're getting Dragons as a consolation prize. And Megas have since gone. But Flygon has still kept Dragon Dance. And Dragon Dance Flygon has been a menace in, like, every form of competitive, because Dragon Dance is a hemkin good move. You know, it lets Flygon do something Garchomp never could, which is Dragon Dance. You know, it's like, it's kind of ironic that, well, not really ironic, it makes sense, it makes sense perfectly. But, like, it's just funny that the Pokemon that didn't get a Mega that was supposed to is the only one of all of them that ever received a lasting benefit from the Megas, because the Megas went away. Like, another good way of looking at it is, even though, like, Mega Lucario is gone, does any of, like, the feats achieved by Mega Lucario, those don't transfer down to base Lucario? All the stuff that Mega Lucario thrashed, regular Lucario cannot keep up to that. And unfortunately, because the game actually kept up with Mega Lucario, you had a lot of bulkier Pokemon that came into existence to deal with it and, you know, wall that thing out. Well, now, regular Lucario needs to deal with all of these strategies which were devised to deal with the stronger form of itself. So they actually struggle more, which is counterintuitive when the whole point was trying to help make them better. It's unfortunate. There's only one ability for a Mega that is now forever lost in the mist of time. Parental Bond? Yeah, Parental Bond. I thought there was another Zander. Hey, Haze B! Come on, the mods, go grab Haze B. How are you doing? It's been a while. How you been, man? Was Parental Bond the only... No, Aerialite. There's also Aerialite. Aerialite also no longer exists, because Aerialite was only on Mega Pinchy Pinch and Salamence. Right? Yes, I think it's got Aerialite. Yeah, Pixelate is on Sylveon. Cool. Busy. I'm doing well. We've got a secondary channel as well. We got a secondary channel that is little over 2 months going. Max Allo. We talk about movies and stuff and things over there. Yeah, we ball. Many thanks. Many thanks, Hayes. But yeah, glad to see you're doing well, Hayes. Glad to see you're still kicking, you know, as a creator. Nicely done. Yeah, yeah, prior to the ZA starter. Hey, King Capybara, how you doing? Again, if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Prior to the ZA starter prediction video going absolutely thermonuclear, the video on the secondary channel, the first one I posted on there, the Godzilla More Than a Monster video, was my best performing video ever. And then, you know, the ZA starter prediction video went absolutely third of a million views and gained like 700 subs alone, which is insane. We're doing great. We are doing very well. We are doing very well, King Capybara. We are shiny hunting our Lugia, putting our money where our mouth is after the statements made of our shiny Ho-Oh hunt. Is there a type that starters haven't entered yet? Dragon, normal. I don't think we've ever gotten a rock type starter. I don't think we've gotten a rock type starter. Have not gotten a rock bug. There's been a couple. There's a couple we haven't gotten. Nice. Yeah, normal, rock, bug. Dragon, obviously. Well, dragon's never going to be a type that a starter ever gets. Electric. It's weird they haven't done an electric type starter. Like an electric type sub-type starter. I feel like that would have been pretty cool. They've done ground. Fighting. Ghost. Psychic. Steel. Yeah, I think that they've done... Yeah, they've done all but normal dragon, bug, rock, and electric, I think. We've gotten poison, which was Venusaur. We got flying, which was Charizard. We got ghost, fighting. There's a lot of those dark, psychic, fairy. Ghost and poison. Ground with Ortera. Steel with Empoleon. Psychic with Delphox. Yeah, I think we've gotten most of them. And I don't count Megazard, Megazard X and Mega Sceptile in the Dragon thing, because those aren't starters, because Megas don't exist anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling we probably never will get a normal sub-typed starter, ever, at some point. I don't think we'll ever get one of those for, you know, unless all of them become... like starter type normal, so like we get like a normal fire type, normal water type, normal grass type starter trio. I don't think we're ever going to be getting like a normal subtype starter. It'd be interesting though if they did. That would be pretty funny if they did. Electric. I have a feeling if they do an electric subtype starter, it would not be electric fire. Yeah, it would probably be like electric grass or electric water. But it would be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see. Yeah, I am very curious what they will be doing for future startups. I think eventually we probably will get to a point where we have every type other than normal and dragon will be paired up with a starter typing at some point. You know, maybe, you know, whether it be a regional variant starter final evo or an actual, you know, starter evo final form. But who knows? Again, that's the fun part. We don't know. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. I would like to, like, a normal something starter type I think could be actually pretty fun. You know, that could be pretty cool. You know, and I do hope I am wrong. I do indeed hope I am wrong. But who knows? Who knows? I look forward to it, though. I look forward to all things. Get the Lugia. That's going to be an 8. All normal starters, like their basic house pets. I mean, yeah, that'd be fun. Like, I would love to see something like that. Just again, just for the shenanigans and just for the kick in the teeth. That is the fun part. You know, I would like, indeed, the shenaniganery. Because it's the same as, like, we need more stuff like Cramorant. We need more just funny Pokemon. That are just, they make you smile, they make you silly. I love them. Fire dog, water fish, grass, I don't know, gecko. I mean, the grass types generally do have lizard-like traits. Meowscarada kind of broke that because, like, birds are related to reptiles. Dinosaurs evolved into birds. Hello, Rosie. It's been a while. How have you been? It has indeed been a while, Rosie. Hello, Drew K. Thank you very much. Heart gold for $120. Whoa! Power to you. Power to you, man. Heart gold, soul silver. Those things go for a freaking heckin' lot of money. I know that. I feel that. It has indeed been a while, Rosie. How have you been? How have you been? If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. It is the best way to help make sure more amazing viewers like you find their way here. Hello there, All Things Retro. Welcome, welcome. Love the name. Absolutely love that name. Trust me, the best deal on eBay without a bidding war. Yeah, I feel that. I bought Black 2 and White 2 recently. A little under a year ago, and I feel that, like, the amount I had to spend on that, like, actually physically caused me pain. Just remembering that. No shiny. I mean, I would love to get a shiny Lugia soon. Getting an under odds shiny Lugia back then. I bought black as well as the transfers. Yeah, the Unova games go for an insane amount of money because they sold very, like, the Unova games were, I believe, the worst selling Pokemon mainline games, and that's the reason why, like, they, you know, they go for so much money because there's so few of them on the market, and because, well, one, there's just so few copies of them floating around, and there's also even fewer of them from people who want to sell them. I've been doing hit 300 subs today, which is cool. I'll get ready for bed. I've been okay, Rosie. We just hit 6.5k a few days ago. Second channel hit 550. Yeah, I also love Gen 5. Yeah, Gen 5 had a bit of an uphill battle when it came to everything, unfortunately. You know, as much as I would love to see a Gen 5 remake, I will forever maintain until we get more people to kind of, you know, revisit Gen 5 of their own will in the way that Michimochi Eevee did earlier today, that I don't think the community deserves a Gen 5 remake. No check. We are going to be at 1,776, a very patriotic reset number now. But yeah, no, it's like, as much as I love Unova, after the way the community treated Unova, like, well, not the community, after the way the top shelf of the community treated Unova, I don't think that the community deserves no shiny on the patriotic number. Until, like, the top shelf of the community is held accountable for what happened to the community during the peak of the Unova struggles, that I don't think the community deserves a Unova remake. Because of, like, the amount of, again, not even just, like, the disdain hurled at Unova itself. It was about the disdain hurled by the top shelf of the community and those who followed at those who liked Unova. You know, a fraction of what happened with Sword and Shield. You know, where, with Sword and Shield, for those who don't know, if you even implied anything positive about Sword and Shield before it came out, and even, like, for the months after it came out, people would say, you know, people would harass you over, you know, here's why you're not a real Pokemon fan, or here's why you're a terrible person for liking this game. Imagine that, but, like, dialed up by 10. And that's what happened during Unova. You know, if you liked Unova, it was basically, you were laughed out of the community. And, like, until, you know, the community kind of comes in terms of, like, no, this happened. Like, and again, and the main reason for this was the top shelf of the content creation community. Which is the reason why, like, I don't watch, like, any of the top shelf, is, like, they don't really have the opinions of themselves they say what is popular. Because notice how a lot of the people that said Unova sucked back in the day, they're now the ones also saying Unova's the best. They are going with what is the popular opinion, or what they think is the popular opinion, and the audience follows. It's like, that is incredibly messed up and wrong, and like, it needs to be held accountable for that, because again, there's a lot of people that, you know, that it either drove them out of the Pokemon community permanently, or they dealt with, you know, again, the harassment from that. Which is the reason why I say, like, the community does not deserve a Unova remake, because the worst thing that will happen is when Unova remakes come out, people will say Unova's the best game because they've been told Unova's the best, that they will mindlessly follow and like Unova, not on its own merits, but because the popular creators say Unova's the best. And I want a community where you don't need to like Unova. I mean, I'd be okay if people dislike Unova, but like and dislike something for its own merits, not because you are told to dislike something. You know, that is, in my opinion, like the only correct way to like or dislike something, is because you personally don't like it, not because you are told to dislike it. I was like following the game, really? Yeah, this was the first Pokemon game I ever owned fully. Cause I owned Diamond, but I had to play on my brother's DS. But this was the first time, like, this game was the first one that I had. Oh, and Platinum was the first one I had my own DS and own game. So I see this was my second one. But as I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of Gen 5 because I felt like a big change. But given time to revisit the game, yeah. But exactly, like, that is exactly it, Kanto. And I respect the heck out of that for saying that. That takes a serious pair of cojones to say. Like, that is the kind of introspection the community needs to learn from. You know, that is what we need. Which, I mean, I'm hopeful that that introspection will come. Because I've long said, I am glad 2025 is a 2024 is a spacer year. No new Pokemon game came out this year. So it gives us time to sit, cook, and really just revisit things. You know, before ZA comes out, which ZA is probably going to be coming out in a little over a year, you know, it's like, it gives us that introspection time, which we really desperately need. You know, the community has been really high-strung from, like, every year, new and new and new and new and new. There has been no breathing space. And, you know, we really need that breathing space. Especially when it comes to Pokemon, because, like, I mean, well, for most games, you don't generally need as much breathing space. What is the next Pokemon? The next Pokemon game is ZA. The next game is Pokemon ZA. Which very likely is going to be coming out in 2025 November. And the main reason I say it's going to be 2025 November comes down to, if it was coming out in February or March, along with the Switch 2, they'd already be advertising it. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Many thanks. And, you know, they'd already be advertising it, but also, they'd be advertising the Switch 2. You know, that a game like that also, again, falls in the outside the time window because Legends in the name. Do you think it's going to be like Z? I don't think it is going to be like Legends Arceus. The main reason I don't think it's going to be like Legends Arceus is a lot of what Legends Arceus did was incorporated into Scarlet Violet mechanically, as well as Legends Arceus is in sort of a similar tier as Pokemon Let's Go Peach, Let's Go Eevee. These were very experimental games that were basically a scaffolding for other systems to be built off of. They served a very, very specific purpose. However, in the case of Legends Arceus, a a lot of the deficiencies of the game did show their ugly head in a greater extent in Scarlet Violet. You know, this was actually things like the frame drops, things like the poor rendering distance, and just, you know, some of the visuals of things. All of that exists back in Legends Arceus. But Legends Arceus kind of disguised it with its art style being a little bit different, and, well, recency bias. There's a reason I call it the Breath of the Wild syndrome, where a game can be littered with many, many flaws. It can be a great groundbreaker in terms of, you know, forging ahead a new identity for the series. But it can also have its problems. And people are very, very willing to overlook those problems in a first installment because it is groundbreaking. Essentially, the innovation is a shield against criticism for a lot of people, where actually kind of the opposite of what happened with Unova, with Legends Arceus, when Legends Arceus was released, you couldn't say anything negative about it. For what happened with Unova, if you said anything positive about Unova, you basically got laughed out of the internet. If you said anything negative about Legends Arceus, you got laughed out of the internet. And, you know, there were legitimate flaws of the game, many of which did reappear in Scarlet Violet, and, you know, as much as people really won't like hearing this, if they were able to be criticized and called out when Legends Arceus released, they probably would not have been in Scarlet Violet. You know, if people called out, like, the performance issues, the render distance in Legends Arceus when the game came out, they wouldn't have been in Scarlet Violet. Which is, like, what happened with Scarlet Violet is a technical example of why we need to be able to criticize things. Because you can still say all the good things about Legends Arceus. At the same time, you can be critical of it. Like, I mean, I love Godzilla. You know, I will say a lot of good stuff about a lot of the Godzilla movies. Doesn't mean I'm gonna pull my punches when it comes to criticizing them. Heck no. You know, but we need to kind of move back to that era we were in before, where we can appreciate something and criticize it just as much as we can dislike something, but acknowledge it did things right. The reason Legends Arceus exists is because Nintendo hired the Simpsons writers to predict the future. Creation patents use one use catch mechanic. Nice. For me, Scarlet Violet was really fun for one of the first. Interesting. I really like Legends Arceus. Yeah, Legends Arceus had a lot of good ideas. The issue for me, like, was execution, and, like, again, I'm a very big like, I'm overly analytical. You know, I am overly analytical, and a lot of the issues that did rear their head in Scarlet Violet, I did actually call out back in Legends Arceus when I first played it. Which is kind of one of the reasons I'm like, this is why criticism needs to be able to be said, because we kind of exist in a day and age where everything is, it's perfect or it's trash. There is no middle ground, unfortunately. Again, we need to move back to that area of sensibility where we can criticize and we can appreciate at the same time. Like, I will blast Godzilla Kong the New Empire for as stupid as it is in a lot of cases. At the same time, like, the movie was fun to watch, and, like, in the end, that's what I like most. You know, I love -1. I love the story. I like that they actually had, like, a good focus on human story, and it literally takes the entire idea of kaiju movies can't have a good story and good characters, takes that, blows it out of the water. However, I do think it could have done better with developing Godzilla's character, and, you know, some of the story I think could have been paced a little bit better, but again, overall, broadly fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing, J-Rad of Man Guy. Because, I mean, that's the whole reason why, like, they're going after Power World. You know, they're basically going after Power World so that way they can shut down future competition for things, which is, I mean, a thing that most game companies actually do. Which is, I mean, a part of the reason I don't think the Power World, the lawsuit, I don't think the Power World lawsuit is actually going to go through, because now Sony's backing it. Granted, Sony's not really doing super, super well itself, so who knows. I mean, I think the reason why Sony, like, bought up and, like, is doing buddy-buddy stuff with Power World is, the ship is sinking. They see Power as, like, their own, like, future new thing that they can use, like, the same way Pokemon does for, you know, Nintendo. And they're like, we need this to right the ship.
We need this to right the ship.
But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I actually still never played Power World. At some point, I probably will. I don't think Power World is going offline. I don't think Power World is going anywhere. Cause like Nintendo's lawsuit department, I believe they have a 100% win track record. But I don't think that's gonna last. I think Sony and Pocket Pair, or whatever it is, the company that owns Power, I think that they are going to hand Pokemon, not Pokemon. I think they're gonna hand Nintendo their first black eye in the legal battles. Was it Microsoft back in Power originally? How did they get on that one? It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft. You gotta remember. Microsoft are the guys that managed to bungle Halo. In the same way that Disney managed to bungle Star Wars and Marvel. Two things that you'd think are literal money printers. How does it work? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But somehow they did. Which, that's an achievement on its own. Not a good achievement, but it's an achievement. And also further, you know, condenses the reason of we can't have nice things.
We can't have nice things.
Yeah. No. Alright. One more reset, and then we're going to go on a raid. So, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Leave a like on the stream. And I will see you absolute Giga Chads in the next one, where we are going to be shiny hunting Zekrom in Dynamax Adventures. New shiny today, it would seem. And but thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be going on. Excuse me. We're gonna be going on a raid. I have the hiccups. No, we're gonna go raid Pokemon. Pokemon D is. Nah, not gonna raid Pokemon D. Sabaton always has a thing ongoing. Yo, Justin's doing some Dynamax Adventures. Does we raid Justin? Let's raid. Let's go raid Justin 22. I don't think we've raided him in a while. I feel like with Marvel it became they already hit the multiverse and random repeat. I mean, with Marvel it was another thing. With Marvel, it was a series of other things. But yes, we're going to go on a raid, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all tomorrow. Or depending on, or later today, depending on where you are in the world. See you then. Bye-bye. There we go. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed last minute. Many, many thanks.